something from someone who has nothing to steal. That's real.
Hey, what is up guys, Brittan and welcome to this week's Build a Champ workshop. Now, I'm going to be actually covering Ratatoskr, and the reason I'm covering Ratatoskr this week is just basically he does not get a lot of love in a lot of places that I think he should. He's actually one of the top picks, I'm pretty sure, for jungling as of late, and we're going to go right into this. So, Ratataskr's, let's go over the abilities first, are Dart, Flurry, Acorn Blast, and Through the Cosmos, with his passive being the Corn of Yggdrasil. So his Acorn is Ratatoskr responds with a powerful magic Acorn from the World Tree in his inventory, replacing his item slot for boots. Now, as of late, he no longer gets boots because of his rework, but that's just fine. He can upgrade this Acorn through the item store from anywhere on the map to increase his power and movement speed. The fully upgraded Acorn heals him when his abilities successfully hit enemies. Now, that's actually a really good passive, and it's really nice to be able to have your movement speed item be upgradable from anywhere on the map. And it's not instantaneous like buying straight from the store, but it takes like a second or two for him to like take his Acorn out and like fuck with it a little bit, and then it comes online. Now his second is Dart. Ratatoskr dashes forward, damaging and slowing enemies for 3 seconds. Dart pierces through minions and stops all at the first enemy god hit. Also, Dart cooldown is reduced for 2 seconds for each enemy god hit by Flurry or Acorn Blast. Now that's also an extremely useful ability within an ability. So you have to remember that for later, and we'll get into that. His Flurry, Ratatoskr spins around in a flurry of attacks, damaging nearby enemies and reducing their physical protections up to 4 times. That is also really good. At max stack, it takes 4 per spin, which is really good, and the damage isn't bad either. So that's another good ability. Acorn Blast. Ratatoskr shoots 3 acorns forward in a cone, each dealing damage. Enemies hit by more than 1 acorn will take damage, and enemies hit by all 3 acorns will be stunned for 1 second. This is something that is very situationally usable, and it's very versatile, and I really enjoyed this by him. So, Through the Cosmos. This is actually a super good ultimate ability. I really always enjoy using his ultimate ability in team fights, initiating, and even if I have to get away, which I try not to use very often because I feel like it's a waste, but I'd rather have to back and not give the enemy team that gold lead than sit there and die because I didn't want to use my ultimate ability, which it can either make or break a situation. So Ratatoskr charges up, then leaps from the ground to a branch above his head. He may jump to 2 more branches before choosing a landing location. So basically, you just cancel because you can hop to 3 different branches, but you can cancel before that to jump. So upon landing, he deals damage and knocks up enemies. Through the Cosmos can be canceled or timed out from any of these branches. Like I said, causing Ratatoskr to strike down a current target location, jumping all 3 times will result in a larger hit radius. So if you wait till your last branch is actually a larger AoE than if you do it beforehand, which is understandable. If it was the same all 3 times, that'd be kind of cool too, though. So you're going to start at level 1 in Conquest, and this is a build that I use often in Conquest, but as always, any jungler is not going to use the same build every single time. It depends on who you're fighting, what you're fighting. If there's a lot of hard CC that's going to give your team troubles, then you might get Spirit Robe, you might get different, like a Teleport, Relic, to get to lane faster if you're getting murked on by the other jungler, which junglers to watch out for. Obviously, you would watch out for Bakasura, you'd watch out for Arachne, maybe a Thanatos. I played a Thanatos last night, and he didn't last too long, so it also depends on their skill level, what you're fighting. So anyways, if you don't know how to jungle, leave a comment, and I can show you jungling paths. I can show you how to jungle, when to gank, when not to gank, different situations on different gods. But let's get into Ratatoskr if we're talking too much. So Ratatoskr, you're obviously going to start at level 1. I usually get the Acorn, and then I'll get Booma's Mask. If you're a jungler and you don't have Booma's Mask, I don't know what you're doing, because it's a must. He heals a lot whenever his Acorn's fully upgraded, which I usually get upgraded pretty quickly in a jungle, just because of the gold and trying to invade camps or whatnot. So It's I usually just get mana pots, and then I'll get like a health potion or two, and then I usually, depending on what's going on with their team comp, I usually go with I'll go with beads, purification. Anyways, I'll go with sanctuary, curse, blink, or teleport. I don't think it really matters in jungle practice, so I'm just gonna go sanctuary just to show that I'm getting an item. But a lot of people start out with this acorns first for the stun and whatever else. I actually don't do that. I try to help solo lane get the early kill pretty quickly to give us both some gold and to try to mitigate some of the stuff, because there's a lot of my friends, because I only play Conquest with my friends, there's a lot of my friends that aren't very comfortable with solo, but they also don't want to do jungle, so I usually get put up in jungle lane, jungle role, which is totally fine. So you're going to be going through and you're going to be taking your speed camps or whatever else, and you'll obviously have your solo with you, so you'll be taking your speed camps and you'll help him take his mana. You might take an experience camp. It depends on the other team's comp, how quickly they can get to lane, how much damage you think they can do. So you'll have help with these. So we'll go ahead and take this. Alright, and my second ability I always get is the acorns. I always get the acorns on the second ability. So you'll be going through and, like, let's say, I don't know how much exactly gold I would have at this point, but going with the ganks or whatever else, let's say you're level 3, you get your acorn, let's say level 4 maybe. So I'll level my acorn again. I actually level all of them quite decently. So right now what we're doing, 82, 82, 41, 143. Okay, and he also has a melee progression like Loki does, if you've seen that build champ. So there's a few chains that you can use on Ratatoskr. The one that I use often is I'll dart in, and then I'll hit him with abilities, and then I'll try to get a stun. It depends on what their health is at, everything else. And you know, like I said earlier, if you already know how to jungle, then this is probably not a guide for you, just because of the fact that I'll be explaining a lot of things that are common knowledge. But anyways, so once you start getting up leveled, you're going to be buying more items and more items. So this is just the build, as you can see over here to the left. This is the one that I've chosen to show out today. So I like Void Shield just because you get the 30 physical power, you get the 50 physical protection, and then you get that aura to help people when you're ganking in lane to reduce the physical protection of enemies. You usually see physicals in solo lanes, so this is just one of those that if I see a solo lane like a Bologna or a Chalk or a Sun Wukong, or you know, even an Odin, or I wouldn't shoot. Seems like anybody can solo these days. I've seen plenty of Nox solos. But I just get this for most of the time. They're going to be physical, so I'll get the physical reduction to help solo with them, and I get that aura, so it's actually really easy to deal with them a lot of the time. See, now we're hitting 137, 136. Gonna do this. And remember, you're also, with his A, you're going to be stealing stacks of their physical protection. If they already started to build some kind of bruiser, it's going to be really effective. So our next item I'm going to get is actually cooldowns, and it's mostly, I know he has abilities that work off it, and this is something that you can obviously trade out. But I like getting that so I can stay, even if I'm just fighting camps or whatever, or maybe just for my ultimate, I like to just get the cooldowns. That's something that I get on assassins often, and if it is wrong, then I don't want to be right. So next we're going to get Odysseus Bow. We're going to get Hide of the Urchin, and then we're going to round out with Stone Cutting Sword. Oh, never mind. We're going to sell Boombas first, and then we're going to round out with Stone Cutting Sword. So this would be your in-game build. I don't know what I would have gotten, depending on... It's totally situational with the jungle. shoot, let's say I would probably get, let's say I'll just get Curse. Okay, so I got Curse. My first item usually wouldn't be in jungle. It wouldn't be a Sanctuary. I probably would have got Teleport, or I would have probably got Med before Sanctuary, to be honest. But you know, these are just it's all situational. Now I'm not saying Sanctuary is useless, because it is something that could help you in a lot of situations to erase mistakes, which is basically what the relic is just meant for. But so right here, I'm going to show you this Odysseus bow is actually extremely good for clearing and for team fights. And you see right here, it's proccing over in the left side of the screen. It's proccing that. So, and his attack speed is actually really crazy. So I'm going to dart in and just show you what's going to go on with this guy. He's level 20 now. So yeah, that was pretty easy. Then we'll go over, I'll show you how easy it is to take camps. I don't know why it would be hard at all. So let's just go over to speed camp real quick, because obviously this whole game you should be getting speed. You should be invading on the other team's jungle. I actually worked out something just the other day that I'm still building on. It's a Ratatoskr with a Hydra's Lament, so that'd be kind of cool. And then obviously he's going to be able to take out Gold Fury, because everybody can take out Gold Fury at level 20. So we'll go over here. And then I'll just show you what it is with his, before we go over to Fire Giant and round out this video, I'll show you his ultimate with the Raw over here. Alright, now let's go over to the Fire Giant. We got Speed Camp. And with this build, Ratatoskr's lane clear is pretty freaking ridiculous, to be honest. So, I mean, obviously you can see just Fire Giant's extremely easy for this build. And it's about to go down, looks like, yep. Alright. So we've taken that out. I'll go kill Ra one last time for one last hurrah. But yeah, Ratatoskr is a great god, and I really hope everybody starts giving him a little bit more love. I don't see that many Ratatoskr jungles. There's a lot of people that say he falls off late game. I haven't really had that problem unless we are about 7,000 to 8,000 gold behind. I think it's more along the lines of people just think that a jungle at late game should be just totally OP, be like a Bakasura and be able to kill 40-something people in a game. And I don't know. I kind of disagree. I think Ratatoskr is still a late game player. He still has the picks. He still has the high mobility, and with Jotun's Wrath, with his cooldowns and his protection steals, he's an extremely viable champion to play in the jungle. So, strengths and weaknesses, obviously, he's Ratatoskr, so he's going to have like extremely low HP. I think with a damage build, you're going to see like 1,800 by end game. This, however, he's got like 2130, so he's got a little bit of health. He's got the Hide of the Urchin. With the Void Shield, I put a little bit of protection on him. Now, he might not do as much damage as people think he should, but I think this does your job well. So, again, I don't think he falls off late game. I think he is a high burst damage god, so with the protections, he can deal with that. And I'd say the high cooldowns, a lot of people gripe about the high cooldowns on him, but with Jotun's Wrath, it totally eliminates the problem. So I'd say he has, with this build, against most teams that you're going to fight, as long as you don't get murdered by the other jungle on the enemy team, he has very little drawbacks here. And the only thing that you have to probably think about is his damage output with just losing an item, maybe an item and a half. You want to count Void Shield as actually losing damage. that might affect you a little bit. But all in all, Ratatoskr, I'm going to rate the God period as just an 8 out of 10 God. I mean, I give it an 80% satisfaction rating because he's just super slippery. He's got way too much going for him for somebody not to play him in jungle. The only thing is I would stay away from Arachnes, and I would stay away from Bakasuras just for their slows and not being able to get away. They can probably eat you up pretty quick. But that'll do it for this week's Build a Champ workshop. Again, I'm Brittan, and I will see you on the next video. Peace out, guys.